Escaping the corporate world, we're going to talk about some knitting canoes. We had all kinds of stuff this week, and we're going to start, we're going to start with, oh, goodness gracious. I did this all, I'm sorry for everybody who's not watching this right now because I had this all set up earlier, and now it's, there we go. The window is all out of place and the wrong shape and size. So, the first one comes to us from Jennifer by way of email at podcast@elisatheyarnista.com. And this is actually a story we kind of talked about a little bit a while back. But I did not know that Althea Chrome is her name. She does this micro knitting of little teeny tiny sweaters and hats and gloves and mittens. And when I say teeny tiny, I'm talking she's like knitting with thread and doing color work. And we had a story about that, but this is a link to her actual website where you can go and you can actually purchase some of these garments that she is making here. And you can see on her index finger, she's got 2 gloves on there complete with fingers and color work on them. And you can buy all these things. And here's one, she's kind of got her pictures grouped by, category and whatnot. This one is 80 stitches to the inch. So she's got these
I don't want to knit mittens with like 5 stitches to the inch that's.
And these are color work sweaters. You can buy a pair of earrings with sweaters inside. So the little clear, I assume, glass globes with the sweaters inside. And so if you want to go and you can do some shopping and look at some of her wares, those little earrings, again, these are earrings with sweaters in them, $800. Micro cardigan with buttons and pockets on this little teeny tiny cardigan, $400. She's got complete sets with hats. It was a hat, mittens, and socks was $1,600. An argyle vest for $1,800. I can't even imagine the work that goes into knitting an argyle sweater. I mean, it's just crazy. Or the time that would go into that. But a lot of these, obviously, you're not going to put them on your Barbie doll or something like that. But they're framed. They got these nice acrylic cases that you would put up on the wall.
The Irish fisherman sweater, $3,000.
Sure. It says warm hands from an art gallery. $6,000 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different pairs of mittens and gloves. So all kinds of crazy stuff. So I will put, Lisa mentioned in the show notes about the Michelle Tam stuff. For those of you that are not aware, all of these knitting news stories that we talk about and some other things sometimes, I put all of these, go to elisatheyarnista.com/podcast where all the players are. So for those of you that get it kind of on a weekly basis, whether through iTunes or I think on Stitcher, if you get it through there, if you want to look at these things in more depth, whether it's the stories or pictures or whatever it is, you can go to elisatheyarnista.com/podcast, and underneath each of those players, I will put links to all the stories that we talk about so you can see those. And I say that because our next story is
they're going to want to look at it.
They'll want to listen to it. It's actually, there's a podcast, what's it called, Drive or something like that. This one's out of Australia, and it's like a 2-hour podcast. This is a 10-minute segment. Out of the middle of it, knit a pouch, save a Joey. So of course, if there's ever any stories that I find that people are knitting charity things to help animals, especially baby animals, that's going to definitely show up on the show at some point. So this one is about helping out baby kangaroos, of course, Joeys, that maybe have lost their mothers through some misfortune. But many people would like to help our wildlife, but are unable to commit to animal rescue or care. Can help by making pouches or linings. Knitting a pouch or constructing a lining is quite simple, and they are easy to post, says Justin McKee from WIRES, which is Wildlife Information Rescue and Education Services. This is out of Australia, so if you're in the U.S., this may not be necessarily possible for you, but it's a neat program. So they're looking for people to knit the pouches, but they also have a interior lining that goes kind of on the inside. And when I didn't listen to the whole 10-minute segment, but I listened to a lot of it. What they're really looking for is people to kind of knit the outside. And of course, when you go to the podcast version. It's got some fun pictures of the pouches, and it's got a couple pictures of the little Joeys sitting in the pouches, and they look nice and snugly warm. So I'll post that. Again, maybe it doesn't play necessarily well or perfectly on a audio podcast, but I thought it was still fun and something I'd want to bring up, so you can go and look at it on the page.
Can I knit a pouch and get a Joey to put in it?
Probably. I would bet. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it probably wouldn't ship quite so quickly from Australia as it does from Finland. It's a little further away.
Well, there was a lady here in Beaver Dam that had a kangaroo.
That's right. She did. It was in McDonald's or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, she said it was a therapy animal, and she was asked to not be there anymore.
I think she may have been lying.
I had a friend that went to the vet one day, and they were getting their dog out of their car and looked over, and they're like, oh my gosh, that's a kangaroo in a car.
Where would you even...
You don't usually see kangaroos in...
No. And where would you get a kangaroo?
Apparently it's legal, I think.
It can't be legal.
I don't know. I found out from somebody yesterday. Who told me this? A friend of mine, her husband got her a pig. And apparently it's legal. It's legal in Wisconsin. You can have like a tiger if you want.
No.
But you have to have like
legal.
a 10-foot fence, and you have to have there's like all this sorts of like regulation that goes along with it. And I guess a tiger is like only like $4,000 or $5,000.
I can't believe...
I don't want a tiger. But yeah, she said it's legal to own a tiger.
That... I guess, well, Mike Tyson, I guess, had one, but he didn't live in Wisconsin as far as I know.
No, I think it's probably too cold here.
Huh.
Yeah, so apparently you can, yeah. But
that,
I don't know about, well, that petting zoo that was on the way to work. I don't know if it's a petting zoo anymore.
I don't think so. There's no signs or anything up there.
They had kangaroos.
Did they?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Where the heck do you get a kangaroo?
I don't know.
That is really... Huh. So anyway, if you would like to listen to some of this, yeah, it's there. I'll post it on the show notes. Don't get a tiger.
I want a kangaroo.
No, they kick. Do you ever see that one guy boxing the kangaroo who was going after his dog? That was a bad idea, but I think he won.
Rollo would not do well with a kangaroo. I mean, he's afraid of everything.
Pretty much everything, yeah. That would be a bad move to get a kangaroo for him. All right. Next. There we go. So this is a really interesting story. So Blast from the Past. Do you remember what classic ads these characters starred on? So apparently this is a story coming out of the UK. As Shreddies. So Shreddies, apparently it's a British cereal. It looks a lot like Chex, like corn Chex or rice Chex or whatever. But as Shreddies prepares to kill off its cute knitting nanas, we present other advert characters that will be waiting for them in the TV graveyard. But do you remember where they're from? So there's all these things. But so apparently this ad campaign started in 2007. And since they've been busy hand knitting, so they're hand knitting each of the malted breakfast favorites, and even appeared on Britain's Got Talent as part of an advertising campaign. So this campaign has been going on for 10 years. And so the idea here is that these women are knitting each of the little breakfast cereal square things individually, and it just seems super fun. So I've got one of the commercials here on YouTube that I'm going to try to play real quick, and it's just super fun.
What's the secret to the great taste of Shreddies? Only Shreddies are knitted by nanas.
Oh, that one looks yummy, Ruth. It isn't easy to knit the perfect taste everyone loves.
Shreddies needs a nana's touch.
The secret recipe? 4 layers of whole grain, lovingly knitted into one delicious square.
That's secret, love.
That's Betty, our top knitter.
Less chat and more Shreddies, ladies.
Another perfect batch.
Ship 'em out.
Eat up, everyone. We'll knit more.
So that's super cute. So, there's a whole, there's been doing this for 10 years now, so there's a whole bunch of these with these ladies. I don't know if it's the same ladies for the entire 10 years or how it worked, but it's super cute and super fun. So I will post these along with everything else in the show notes. Post a link to the Shreddies UK YouTube channel. So if you want to go in and see more Shreddies commercials, because why would you not want to see more of those commercials? I will probably watch several of them tonight. They're just really fun. And yeah.
They're very cute.
Yeah.
That seems like a lot of time to make a bowl of cereal, though.
Well, they're grandmas. They're very caring and loving, and they want all the children to have very healthy and nutritious and delicious cereal. I don't know what it's being replaced with. I think they showed on here what it was going to be, but it was not nearly as much fun from what I remember here. Oh, yeah, no, we don't want to watch that. It was not fun. Basically, it's are you Shreddy or not? And the guy who eats Shreddies, his day goes really well, and the guy who doesn't eat Shreddies, his day goes horribly, and everybody's after him by the end and trying to beat him up.
Well,
Which also sounds fun, but not nearly as fun as a bunch of old ladies knitting your
No.
cereal.
yeah.
So I'll post that one because you'll definitely want to watch more of those for sure.